Herkese merhaba. Bugün sizlerle Socios.com Türkiye elimizin ismi dijitalleşen spor endüstrisi ve blockchain. Az önce Hazal ve Emre bahsettiler Socios.com'dan ama biz işin biraz daha detay kısmına gideceğiz ve dijitalleşmeden blockchain'e evrilen spor endüstrisindeki
And we will be deep delving into the new trends. I'm Sema. I am in charge of the Socios.com. I also teach at Kurum University. My name is Ünal Gökçe Oskay. I also work with Socios.com. I'm a strategist for global communications. As you know, the sports industry is the fastest growing industries in the world. So you can imagine how it will grow in the next 3 years. In 2026, it is expected that its market volume will exceed 700 billion US dollars. And of course, this means that we have to be very fast and we have to very skillfully adapt to the new trends. Sports and technology have been collaborating for a very long time. For example, television has sold the most during the World Champion in 1970s because people bought TVs during those days to be able to watch TV at their homes. So this means that sports and technology have been good friends since then. So if we are to look at the last 20 years, what can you say? As you mentioned, this started in 1970s and 80s.
Uzun süre aslında hiçbir teknolojik atılım olmamıştı. 90'larda internetteki gelişmelerle beraber
Yok, ses yok. Yavaşlayacağım size.
bazıları e-mail adreslerine sahip olmaya başladı. Böylece taraftarlarıyla bir iletişim mekanizmasını ufak ufak oluşturmaya başlamışlardı. 2000'lerin
In the middle of 2000s, sports clubs started opening their own websites, and there was a Twitter, Facebook, they had their own social media accounts, and now the numbers of the social media accounts and social media platforms are increasing, and we know that it's really a great part of this fan organization, and the sports clubs, they have just started initiating some mobile applications, and
bir fayda sağlayamadı. Çok tek tük başarılı
We can say that the successful projects haven't been very common. In 2015, esports clubs have started emerging, and new generation have become a part of that. And this changed things a lot, and also this brought about new revenue streams. And then there was another hiatus of 5 or 6 years, and in 2019, Socios.com launched a new strategy which is called Blue Ocean, which means creating a non-existent market. And this brought back the fresh blood that the sports industry needed. And in 2019, Socios.com has collaborated with some of the biggest sports clubs in the world. For example, it collaborated with Atletico Madrid, Juventus, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, and Galatasaray. I have one question here, and I know that our audience will also agree with us. Especially the pandemic has speeded up the digitalization. Online meetings have become a part of our lives. Applications become a part of our daily lives too. What can you say about that? That 2-year period brought the digital into our lives, made it an inevitable part of it. Yes, fan tokens have been a milestone, but to understand why, we have to understand the revenue models of the sports clubs. We both of us have worked in sports clubs, so we know how things work there. We know that revenue is very important and that milestone has been very important. The revenue models of sports clubs, they can be grouped under 4 categories. One is the revenues from the games, and also revenues come from the sales of food and drink during the game days. Another category, another revenue stream is broadcasting revenues, which comes from the televisions and when the games are broadcast on TV channels or on other media. So the clubs also charge them for that. And other than that, there are the other sports revenues, which means that when the sports club make money when they sell their players to other sports clubs, or for example, when they earn money based on their performance, especially live TV revenues, they are very important because stadiums, after all, they can only fit so many people, so people need TVs to watch it. Yes, indeed, yes, these revenues sometimes go up, sometimes go down, depending on the situation of the industry. And the fourth category is the commercial revenues, which are sponsorships and advertisements, merchandise, licensed merchandise sales. But all of these revenues, they have come to a standstill. They have slowed down. They haven't increased as much as they expected, the sports clubs expected. And now we have the digital apps. Digital apps are also contributing to the revenues. Fan tokens have become a very important element. For example, many sports clubs in their financial budgets, in their financial reports, fan tokens are no longer a subcategory, they are just an individual category. Yes, fan tokens, how do the fan tokens function? We will be talking about that in a minute, but if we get back to the story of Socios.com and if we ask people if they are a sports fan, what would they choose? Why would they need to have some fan tokens? Having a fan token is good, and a fan should do that because there are two aspects to that. But in order to understand that, first we have to understand how Socios.com works. Hazal also mentioned it. There is a user cycle there. Hazal mentioned it. It's important to understand that in order to own a token, first you have to download the app.
Yani uygulama içi para birimimiz aynı zamanda şirketler grubumuzun kripto parası da olan Chiliz.
Chiliz is a cryptocurrency we are using. You can transfer it from another platform, or you can download it to your wallet in the app. And after you download it, you can access the fan tokens, and you can exchange it with your Chiliz. After you get a fan token, let's just say you are a fan of Manchester, and Manchester has certain activities within the app. One of them is something that we pay a lot of attention to because it also resembles the governance tokens. It also has the features of a community, of being a community token. It allows you to speak up, for example, in the events of the clubs. For example, you can decide the number of a new athlete that is bought by the sports club. For example, Mertens is an important example. When Galatasaray transferred Mertens and purchased Mertens, Galatasaray fans from all over the world participated and voted to choose his number. From 75 different countries, the Galatasaray fans from all around the world, because they owned Galatasaray tokens, they could vote for Mertens' uniform number. And Galatasaray is a star player, obviously. So Mertens is now wearing the uniform number 10 because it was chosen by the fans. So fans had the chance to be a part of it directly. Another example is, for example, about the ticket prices. Trabzonspor actually did something about that. Fans of Trabzonspor decided how much it should be paid. Yes, Samsun Spor's uniform was also decided by the fans. Apollo Limassol, it's a sports club from Cyprus, and the sports club, they ask their fans to choose the players to play at the game, and the players were chosen by the fans, and in the end actually the club won the game. Other than participating in the votes, you can also be a part of the games, or for example take quizzes, and the more you are engaged, the more you partake in these activities, you continue to collect experience scores, and then you move up through the levels, and then you gain Socios United tokens, and once you have enough SSU points, you can join the experience about your club and also have access to different rewards, and you can be a part of a completely different level by exchanging your SSU points. I think the most important thing is being able to access experiences which you cannot otherwise buy with money. I think we should also talk about that. Yes, we have some examples. You actually saw some examples in the previous presentation, but one example is, for example, having a real football experience, just like a football player going to the stadium, getting on the bus, just feeling what a real football player feels. That experience is also possible now with this application. Another example, has any one of you, are there any Galatasaray fans here? I know you, Mesut. Can you please raise your hands again, Galatasaray fans? Gentleman with the blue shirt, please. Yes. What are the milestones of Galatasaray history? One UEFA Cup, yes, that's definitely true. We were all very proud when Galatasaray won. I am a Beşiktaş fan, but I was also very happy. Okay, when you won the UEFA Cup, that was a milestone. So, if you were to meet the players that won the UEFA Cup, would it be a milestone for you in your life? Would it be a turning point in your life? Yes, definitely. That's what we did.
Bankası'nın kazandığı zaman tam yıl dönümünde Oskay kadroyla tanışma fırsatı elde ettiler. Futbol taraftarı
Actually, our fans, our users got the chance to meet the players that won a new cup and I think that was an unforgettable experience. There are so many other things that you can do. For example, traveling in the same plane with the rest of the team. Things like that, things you cannot buy with money. These things are completely and constantly provided to the users thanks to Socios.com. We are offering our services to more than 2.5 million people, and our numbers are increasing, and we are getting lots of positive feedback. And when we look at the markets, yes, things are looking up. Yes, we have 2.5 million users, but not all of them can be categorized in the same group. Can you please talk about them? Our CEO said something during an interview. He said if we were able to get to 1 user, we can also get to 2 million users, and indeed we have reached 2 million users in 2023. Today, people from 150 countries all over the world are now using Socios.com. We have teams from 9 different sports branches. Actually, this is an incredible network, And also, in terms of numbers, we can say that we are the most active name in this industry. Although we are working with blockchain, it definitely reflects the passion for sports. Actually, Turkish fans and Brazilian fans are the biggest fan groups in the world. We also have people from Europe and USA, but I think the biggest passion comes from the Turkish fans and the Brazilian fans. And of course, there are two factors that are important. These countries have huge young populations, and also they are greatly interested in blockchain products and cryptocurrency, and they are very passionate about football and sports.
Gökçe eğitimden bahsetmişken eğitim bizim için
Gökçe mentioned training.
istiyor.
Training is something we really put a lot of importance to because we are learning blockchain and we are teaching it. And in order for the system to expand, most of us have to do something, have to contribute, and we have lots of projects to train people to raise awareness. Can you please talk about the trainings? Okay, before that, I want to mention something. In our events and in our community gatherings, when we come together with our users, there is something that really makes us happy. Most of our users, before they use the socios.com, they had never interacted with blockchain technology or cryptocurrency. So socios.com has enabled blockchain technology to be made available to a wider range of audience, because the sports fans all around the world are so much. We can say that billions of people are sports fans. So if these sports fans are beginning to be a part of the blockchain ecosystem because of our system, because of our platform, it's amazing news. Because we shouldn't think about blockchain as a technology that is only limited to technology savvy people or digital native people. It should be accessible by all people. Yes, if you look at the qualifications of the staff employed by sports clubs, you can see that, for example, Manchester City is hiring AI experts. So these professions are obviously very important. Alex Dreyfus also has another important quote. He always says education is very important indeed. Training is very important. We use digital platforms to train our fans, also train our users, and also the other stakeholders in the industry, like club professionals, media professionals. We constantly provide blockchain industry to them, because the more their awareness increases, the more these people understand what this technology entails, and of course this will create a better future for all of us. Let me talk about the training that we are providing in university. For 2 years, for the last 2 years, we have been collaborating with Kadir Has University. We have been providing a free of charge academic program to those students that wanted to have a career in sports industry. They first submit their CV, and very important figures from sports, from academicians, come to help these students understand the potential of blockchain. So we can say that this is a platform where for the first time the sports industry, academia, and blockchain come together. You can follow us if you want to have a career in this area. You will definitely enjoy this and benefit from this. You should definitely take advantage of that. And hopefully in September we will start the third training session. We can also talk about the researches. Yes, it's true. In addition to those trainings, we want to understand the current situation in the industry, and especially how things are going, the trends among the fans. For example, last year we had a survey, Turkey fan survey, and this was the bigger fan survey that has been done in Turkey so far. 50,000 sports fans have joined in this, and they answered this survey. And this survey was intended to understand the behavior and the habits of the sports fan. And we also asked them questions about how much they know about blockchain. Tuğçe, would you like to continue? Yes, we asked the fans many questions. For example, what do you do when you go online? For example, they said that when they are watching a sports game, they can also be looking. Sometimes they're also looking at what's going on with news and everything. So we asked them about their level of knowledge, but we also found out that how much do you think the level of knowledge of the sports fans about blockchain? How much do you think they knew about blockchain or the Bitcoin? Less than 1%? Zero? 3%, yes, so they don't really know about this new technology. What does this mean? This means that only 3% people know about this, but despite that, fan token ecosystem is still worth $100,000, and also we have reached 2 million users. And this also shows that Turkey is one of the countries where blockchain adaptation is faster. If we were to do the survey in another country, probably the percentage will be even lower than 3%. Definitely. Yes, we are approaching the end of our session. We can also talk about the roadmap of Socios, and then maybe we can wrap this up. So can you tell us about the roadmap? Socios.com is in the center of our business model, but maybe some of you already know. We talked about Chiliz as a cryptocurrency. Chiliz also showed us that it's very important for our business model. Chiliz Chain 2.0 is a new version. It's the layer 1 version. After it was released, we expanded the usage area of fan tokens. Now we want to increase the number of the products. So we have a company called Chiliz Web. It's like an incubator accelerator. We can say that it works like an incubator accelerator. And we provide know-how support to developers and those who want to build something that will contribute to that. Let me talk about Chiliz chain as well. It's a created blockchain. It means that only whitelisted developers can be there, and only whitelisted brands can be there. And why is it designed like this? Why isn't it open to everyone? Because we are active in entertainment and sports, and we are a world leader in that, and protecting intellectual property rights, IP rights, is crucial to us. Of course, it's a very risk if untrustworthy people or companies come there, so we only choose the right people, trustworthy people. We want to increase their numbers. So we are working to create better projects that will contribute to this system. So we have teams ready in place to do that. Thank you very much for listening to us. Many universities have called us, and we like to go to universities and give lectures, and also you can come and visit us in our booth. Please do not hesitate to contact us. One more thing, there's one more thing I would like to say. There are lots of stakeholders from the industry, so I think this message is important. As I said, blockchain should not be a product only limited to finance savvy people or technology savvy people. Blockchain can be much more than that. Blockchain can be scalable and can provide transparency and will remove the borders. And blockchain can be used in lots of different industries and can improve lots of processes in different industries. So we mentioned it. We are doing our own researches, we are conducting surveys, and as a part of our project, we are doing something that can that can reach to a lot of people. That's our approach. So when it comes to training, when it comes to increasing awareness of people, we believe that it's very important. We believe that everyone should play a part in this. Otherwise, things will slow down. Training one people can mean training 10 people, and our ecosystem is related to scalability. And the more we make this mainstream, the more we make it common, the more people we can reach, then it will be better for the more stakeholders in this industry, and the more successful we will be.
Kesinlikle karma etkisi gibi, bütün gibi büyük.
Definitely, it's like an avalanche. It's like a snowball effect, definitely. Thank you very much for listening to us. Have a good day.
Fotoğraf çektirecekmişiz.
Hep beraber fotoğraf. Ortaya gel.
Biz ortaya geçelim.
Ortaya gelin ortaya.
Geç. Çok teşekkürler.